You know, even on the physical plane, I wonder if the rulers of these nations, the United States, Britain, the nation called Israel and all, Australia, Canada, I wonder if they don't actually think through what they do. Common sense would decree that that they would understand that their enemies look carefully at every single thing they do. I think it was Assad, president of Syria, said, we have our own dictionary to work out what Israel means when it says something. That gives you a clue. Yeah, that's what I heard him say. Now they work out exactly what is happening. They're not fooled by Fox News and CNN and BBC. Of course they're not. And then they plan. How will they counter it? They do. These aren't fools we are dealing with. You look at Putin and he is no fool. You ever seen him smile? I keep asking the question. You ever seen him smile? No. Somebody hasn't introduced him to a smile yet. These are serious players. Serious players. And they plan to ensure that they will never suffer what they see other people suffer. You see, North Korea, they say North Korea is saber-rattling. North Korea isn't just saber-rattling. I'm not saying that they're great people, of course not. But they are determined not to suffer as they have seen, for example, the people in Palestine suffer. Or they will have a very good go not to get into that position. It makes no difference how many battleships and aircraft are about. I think they have 1 million men on their arms, right near the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. I think that's what the figure is. They also don't have the latest aircraft with transistors and all these things. But you know what? That means you can't jam them. You see, you can't actually stop somebody who's throwing a stone. You could stop a missile by this, that and the other method, but not a stone. But now, our message escalates, dramatically escalates, because the judgment of biblical Israel, and I'm just focusing on the English-speaking people, Britain, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, their punishment has already been decreed and will shortly commence, because it seems most unlikely that these people, even when warned, the majority will not repent. That's why I told you, go and look at my Northern Army. It will open your eyes. You will not believe what you will read of what's waiting on us. The eternal God lays it out line by line. You do this, I will do this to punish you. If you ignore what I say, I will punish you 7 times more. Then I will do this. If you don't do this, I will punish you 7 times more. And I think it's 4 times he tells, I'm going to increase the severity of the punishment by 7 times. Think about all this. Think of what we are doing in Abu Ghraib, Guantanamo, and the various prisons, the waterboarding, and then escalate it up to 7 times. Can your brain go there? Well, my brain can't. Babylon also, the Vatican has also already been judged and sentenced, and total destruction for the millions enslaved, tortured and killed century after century, and even today. Judgment is there, waiting. The only thing stopping it at the moment is, first of all, a warning has to go out to the world. Unfortunately, the churches aren't doing it. We're doing this in our little way, but this is going to increase dramatically. Dramatically, to the 4 corners of the world. my website is going in everywhere. China, Russia, Japan, you name it. People are going there. The Vatican, Israel, they all got their seat. But that is nothing. That is just a touch. We're talking about becoming really high profile. That's what's going to happen next. And then suddenly war will erupt and the punishment will begin. Thus, this is a declaration of war. Not by me, I'm only a little person, by the eternal God. And he's not a little person. And he doesn't fit in a box. And he can't be told what to do. You know, I've often said there are some words you just don't want to hear the eternal God say. They really are. Woe to you is one. When the eternal God says, woe, that's bad news. That's not good. When the eternal God says, I myself will fight against you, that's not good news. That's even worse news. It doesn't get any worse than that. When the eternal God says, I will fight against you, not good. Unfortunately, he has said both sets of words to the nations of Israel. That's my owl on my clock, and it does sound like woe, doesn't it? You actually listen to it carefully. It does sound very mournful, not a happy sound. You may have heard the blackbirds and the robins singing in the background earlier. The owl, no, it's very much a woe sound. In Jeremiah 21:5 it says, and I myself will fight against you. That's not the peoples of the world. They'll get their comeuppance later. This is his people, biblical Israel. I myself will fight against you. Then he details, with an outstretched hand and with a strong arm. It's not finished, it gets worse. Even in anger. Is that enough? No. And in fury. Finished? No. And in great wrath. This is going to make what Satan does pale into insignificance. Satan is only a created being. He will be destroyed. He's only a created being. He's nothing. I repeat this. Jeremiah 21:5. And I myself will fight against you with an outstretched hand and with a strong arm, even in anger and in fury and in great wrath. The northern army has been assigned to punish biblical Israel and Judah. Now, here is something that we didn't know so long ago. Many people can't even understand our Northern Army document, which is based on the book of Joel. But here is some understanding. The Northern Army has been assigned, yes, to punish biblical Israel. But I've always known that there was a supernatural element involved, but I just did not see, it had not been made clear to me what this supernatural element was.